Then they said to me, their manager, Tommy Wright, what's his name? Yeah, Tommy Wright, the St Johnstone manager will call you in the next hour or two. So I'm on my phone now, I see a +44. But I'm in the change room. But I'm not thinking it's the St Johnstone manager. So I was just phone, I said, yo. I said, yo, I thought one of the man them. So I said, yo.
Man them call you new number.
Yeah, I put new number. So I said, yo. He's like, hello. He's like, Zai Jones. I said, oh. I said, I'll call you back 1 second. So I lost on the phone. I said, Jesus Christ, that's a bad first impression.
Listeners, and welcome back to another episode of the Beautiful Game podcast. I'm your host Dot, and I'm joined with my right hand man Dej. What are you saying to me, brother?
I'm blessed, my bro, man. We've been chopping it up with our guest off camera, and I know this one's gonna be a hit, man. Too much banter, too much laughs. We went the same school as well. We just found out. It's mad. So yeah, we're gonna get into it.
No, definitely. Before we introduce our guest, I just want to quickly plug our socials at podcast_TBG on Twitter, at pod_TBG on Instagram, at TBGpod on TikTok. And before we dive into the episode, I just want to say, listen guys, we're trying to build a community and we want to know more from you guys in regards to what you want to see. So please, in the YouTube comments, leave a message, and obviously we'll take that into consideration going forward as we're trying to build a community. Dej, is there anything you want to add?
No, I agree with you, bro, because like we need to know, like, okay, what do you like about what we're doing? What can we improve on? Because again, as well as this is our platform, it's your platform as well, because we know, thousands of people tune in, so like we want to cater to you, so like help us out.
No, definitely. So we're delighted to announce we are joined in great company with Middlesbrough forward / wing back / everything, because he plays all over the pitch / fullback, Isaiah Jones.
No.
Welcome, my bro. Welcome.
That's a big boy entrance, I respect it. Good. It feels good to be here, man.
No, I love for coming on, and you know what's funny, like it's Father's Day today. Yeah. This is your first Father's Day to join us on Father's Day, man. Love for giving us the time, my bro.
Anytime, man.
Happy Father's Day, my bro.
Thank you very much.
Even just obviously, I know we're gonna go straight back to the beginning, but bro, how do you get around the pitch like that, bro? I just needed to ask you because you're there, you're here, you're like the Flash. What is it about? Was that how you were when you were younger, just running?
Literally, yeah, when I was young, just running and playing knockdown ginger in the ends, dashing eggs, Halloween, bump, everything, man. That's where I get my energy from.
That's how I knew you grew up in SC58.
Peckham. No, but even in saying that, how's fatherhood been? Like, this is your first child, Father's Day.
It's been,
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, it's been not hard, but it's been different, man.
Yeah.
Like, the find out you become a father, then process everything. When your missus delivers the baby, it's like, okay, it's here now. So, like, more responsibilities. Like, even you go to work and stuff like that. Even normal jobs. Let's talk about normal jobs. Even when you have a kid, you want to do everything for them to have a better life than that we have. So it's just been different, but I'm enjoying it, man.
That's good, my bro.
Yeah, bro. So take us back to the humble beginnings.
The humble beginnings. So, boy, started getting up. I started going to football at the age of 8, 9. But that's not like, seriously, that's just like a hobby. So you used to go to the pitch around, the cage around my house with my mum. So she used to kick the ball at my mum when she's in goal. Literally.
Oh, what you say? Your mum used to be goalkeeper for you, basically.
Yeah, my mum used to make me do this football thing properly, man.
Yeah,
like, I never used to like it at all. Like, my dad, before him and my mum separated, wanted me to get into football. But I said I don't want to do football. But my mum kept pushing me and saying, "You've got the legs. You look at your ball. You got the legs. You got the height. You got the pace. You do football."
So why wasn't you interested? Was there like a particular reason? Was you into something else?
When you're young, all you know is game, Xbox.
Yeah. It's even worse now. Like all the kids have is their iPad and
Like
Twitch
see me, I was
and-
Xbox 360.
Okay.
That was me when I was young. Xbox, just in the yard, burn up the electricity. Huh? My mom would say, "Come off to turn on the volume," and stuff like that. Yeah, that was me when I was young, man.
I remember back in the days, like my mom used to go out, so we couldn't play a game Monday to Friday. We can only play Saturday and Sunday. But when my mom would go out, we would know where she's hid the PlayStation. Get it? Oh shit, mum's at home. Mum's like, put it up. Boom. Nothing ever happened.
My mom does that. She does that to me a lot when I was young. Still, she'll go out here and she'll hide the Xbox, but I'll go in the room, find the Xbox and play it. But I don't know. You see, when you're kids and your mum comes in the car because you know the car engine when they're outside.
You know?
I'm like, okay, I'll run to her room, look outside. Oh, she's there. I'll unplug everything, put it back in its place, pretend I'm reading the book. It was funny.
bro. So yeah, like talking about, obviously you started playing football when you were 8. So when was that first sort of mum when you joined the team? Because there's playing with your mum, then there's that getting into that team environment.
I'll say under at age 11.
Yeah.
So yeah, played for like a local team called Lambeth All.
Yeah.
So they used to train on the Fridays, game day Saturdays. I used to go there with a couple of my friends. So basically, I knew one girl that her brother played for the older lot.
Yeah.
And his dad was the coach, so they told me to come down. I came down. Even though I was going, I didn't want to be there. Didn't want to play football, but I was just doing it just to get out of the house. 'Cause my mum wanted me to get out of the house on Fridays. But it was a weird journey, man. Like, it's a weird journey.
On the 11s, because that's kind of late, isn't it, to get into that football environment. So did you have any sort of academy experience? Because when I look at your resume, it's like you've had like a mad ascent to like where you are right now.
No academy whatsoever, just non-league and grafting, amateur football grafting, literally. That's all I can say.
What would you say that's taught you
Be selfish.
in terms of?
Like, just do everything for yourself. Play for yourself. Even if your team's playing bad, just make sure you're playing good. That's all that matters on the pitch. If your team loses, but you play good, the coach can't say to you, you know what, you had a bad game. You can say you gave it your all. That's what I learned from there, man.
What's interesting is off camera we're talking and like, what school do you go? St Thomas the Apostle. That's the school we went. Obviously you're a few years younger than us. So like growing up in Peckham, how was it? Because when we were growing up, bro, it was peak. Obviously like in terms of like, you know, the road stuff, you see stuff around you, and obviously we're going to school in Peckham, you hear this person got, I don't know, stabbed or whatever. You hear like a lot of madness going on. So like for you growing up, what was it like?
It was the trenches, man. Like, see, back in there, you couldn't go nowhere. Like in Peckham, like, because you had like SM1, PYG.
Yeah.
Like, you can't go, like, if your friend lives in Yellow Brick, you can't go Yellow Brick. You had to meet him at Burgess Park and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, it was mad. Even like when I was living there, like, when the riots were going on and just the mad things were happening in Peckham, it's mad. Now, living in Peckham is different, but I think it helps you
build character
and grow as a man and say, you know what? I'm going to leave this area one day. And it's going to be for a good reason, not for a bad reason.
Yeah.
No, I respect that. So, obviously, you're 11, 12. When does that moment come where you actually think, you know what, I'm starting to enjoy this? Does it come? Does it come?
Nah, it came, I'll say that at the age of 16.
Wow.
I started enjoying football. So I was playing for a team called Tooting and Mitcham.
Yeah.
But it was like the college thing. So you go to the college and you play for the team. Then I was just playing there, I was enjoying it. We used to train like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays and Fridays. Like in the morning, and after that you go to college. And from there I was thinking, you know what, I'm really liking football now. And maybe, I think because of the environment they built, like I was playing with good players and it was helping me, like, you know what, I'm enjoying football. And I'll say aside from there, when I was really going to football at the age of 16, probably I said like, hey, I'm really enjoying my football and I might start taking this seriously.
Because I saw on your resume that you had 2 seasons at Tooting and Mitcham. Obviously the second one, I know you scored like, I think 9 league goals. So obviously your name was ringing bells. So obviously Middlesbrough coming for you and I think one of your other teammates as well. So how was that experience? Was it they came in for you, or you had to go down like the trial circuit and go to this club, I don't get in, that club, I don't get in?
So the whole story leading up to Borough was a mad story. So like, when I was the age of like 18, I played non-league, like Tooting. But this is my first ever time playing men's football. So we was in like the Ryman Prem, just playing. Then I remember I got called into Charlton the first time. Went there, missed training, late, stuff
You know
like
what's
that.
funny? Like Jason Yule came on the pod and he was talking about youngsters like maybe that face rejection and they bounce back, and he was sort of saying that after one of the games against, I think, was it Bristol City, he came up to you and said, "Listen, I'm proud of you." Like you
Yeah, I
kept
remember that
going.
moment.
You remember the moment?
Yeah, I remember that moment because I'll be real. Even what went on with Charlton, it didn't really affect me as much. Like, okay, I got called into Charlton 3 times in that same. I was 18, 19, and I wouldn't say I didn't get signed because of performances. It was just me with off the field things, and I don't think I was ready to make that. Even it might sound dumb because you're playing non-league and you want to go pro, but I feel like I wasn't ready to make that step into the pro game.
Yeah.
So what made you think that you weren't ready?
So yeah, what was holding you back?
Yeah, like what's going through your mind, like mentally? What questions are you asking yourself? Because we, like a lot of people listen to this pod that have aspirations of being a pro, that are in that non-league level, that want to make it there. So what sort of internal dialogue are you having?
No dialogue at all. That's I can tell like anyone like all my friends can tell when I was at Tooting and I didn't get the Charlton or they rejected me or whatnot. Like I'll tell you, I did not care whatsoever. Like I didn't care. Like my teammates used to say, like, why Izzy? Why? I'm saying, listen, this club is not for me. I said this club is not for me. I said if I want to go to a pro team, I don't want to be in London. And that was the key for me. Because if I stayed in London, you have your friends, family, you got bare things that can distract you from, and can distract your game. So I remember calling my agent saying, Charlton not for me, but leaving London for me. And I knew, from when I said that to my agent on the phone, I knew I'll make it if I left London.
Because Charlton, again, for context, for people that don't know, that's probably what, 25, 30 minutes away from Peckham, so that's local.
Local.
So obviously you had the rejection, then what happens next?
Rejection, then just playing. So this going to the second season of Tooting now, playing like one of the main men at Tooting. Me, my boy Danny Bassett, my boy Alexis Beedon. Like we had a bag load of talents. Like Hadi, Abraham Odo, Seydou Khan. Our team was on paper. It was a joke. But the only thing that held us back as a team was everyone was playing for Move that year. So it wasn't like no team thing. It was like an individual thing. But
so what position was you playing at this point?
At Tooting, free roll.
That's what I said. Attacker, fullback.
Yeah, you can ask the.
So was it one of those ones that everyone's getting the ball, and let me try and beat 4 man?
So you can square it to a man.
So
if you square it,
this is how it started, yeah. So I scored X, Y, Z in the youth team. Then I went played. Now I said, the coach Ashley Bolster said to me, "Where's you gonna play? Because we want to play 3-5-2." I said to him, "I'm not playing wing back. I'm telling you, I'm not playing wing back. So you play me 10 dogs, or you just play me free roll up front." Then he put me up front. Then I think I scored like 1 goal in 3 games or 2 goals in 3 games. I can't remember. But we was having like a bad spell at the time, at the beginning of the season. Then he said, "Okay, this ain't working. I'm gonna play you wing back for 1 game." And I think it was probably the biggest mistake I made.
Playing wing back.
Yeah, in that game, because when you have a 10 out of 10 performance at wing back,
you're
staying there.
Yeah.
So I stayed there now. Then we game results. But I remember, bear in mind, we had a young team. It was like a young line, like everyone like under 22 or 23, and you have like old heads. Then we started getting pumped again. I don't know why though. We're just getting pumped. Then we changed formation when we went 3-4-3. Then I played on the left forward, but I had the free roll, so I just go anywhere on the pitch I wanted to go, and that was my strength. That was my strength in non-league them times. Like people that you can ask people that I've played with, like on the ball in non-league, people say I'm probably one of the best. I'm not saying I'm the best, but that's what people saying it. So I'll just get the ball and dribble pass and like create for people. Like my end product wasn't the best, like scoring wise and system, but like creating openings, creating chances, and just trying to open the game for my team was best for me and what I could do with my ability.
As Doc was saying earlier on, obviously you're very quick, you're rapid, and I know people that play in the non-league, some of the challenges can be like X-rated. So how did you find like dealing with that? Because obviously I can imagine at that level you're just quicker than everyone. You're physically gifted, so they might try and hack you down. So were you on the end of any like mad challenges?
The thing about, what's mad, yeah, as people say I'm I'm fast, but I never used to use my pace like that in non-league. Like never. I used to be in the pockets, get the ball, turn and dribble pass and 1-2 stuff like that. But I used to get kick up a lot. Like so, like there'll be like not days, but like the warm up, I'll be telling the referees or my coach be telling the referees like protect him. 'Cause I remember one game I got lifted. Yeah, came off the game in, on a stretcher.
Yes.
Then went to hospital, and somehow. Well, my teammates will say I faked the injury. Well, somehow I played the following week, and I felt fine. But I used to get some mad challenges. I used to try like, jump over challenges, like when you know you're gonna get kicked. Yeah. Like if you skip past someone, you know you're gonna get kicked from behind. So I used to like, go past and like jump if no one's around me, just to make sure I don't get kicked. But like the challenges in non-league were like very brutal. But I think it like toughens you up.
Yeah.
Like toughens you up and makes you think quick on the spot. If you know you're good, and teams all they're gonna do is kick you down. It makes you think a step ahead to prevent them challenges.
So yeah, you went to Charlton, then you came back to Tooting. So like, when was the next opportunity that you had to like show yourself at pro level?
So yeah, went Charlton, came back. Then Middlesbrough came in. Then there's a lot of behind the scenes thing that went on with the Middlesbrough thing. I can't really say.
What in terms of what?
Like just contracts and stuff like that, like with agents and stuff like that. But
yeah,
but the way we're cool now. But back then, I felt like a kind of a mad blackmailing thing. But it was like, so went Middlesbrough for like 2 weeks, played against Rangers in a friendly and Hartlepool, scored in both games. Then came back. Then they said, they're gonna give me like a pre-agreement contract. But at the same time, Reading wanted me at the same time.
On trial or to sign? To
sign.
Yeah.
So they said to me, they said, cool. So when Borough put the contract down, the next day Reading came with a contract. But Reading said I had to, before I signed, I have to come in and meet the lads, train with the lads. And I said, no, I'm not doing that. They said, why? Because I'd rather go to an environment I've been to already at Middlesbrough for 2 weeks. And I know I'm calm with all the players.
Yeah.
So it's easier fitting for me. So I can sign the contract with Reading and like nobody there. But I'm going to a place where I know I like everyone likes me and show the respect. So after that, now when I signed for Borough, it was crazy, man. Like I don't know how everyone in the league found out when getting bare messages. Like it got dropped, like released. I signed for them before they released it. It was all mad, man. It was all mad, but it was good.
So obviously you signed for Borough, and now you've like made it. Not say made it. Like, I don't like that term in it, but you're now in the professional game. But when you made that next step, like how do you, like, because I know you're still close to non-league now. Yeah. So how does non-league make you feel till this day?
I feel like non-league is better than when I was playing it before. Like non-league is much better. Well, looking from the outside, it looks much better. Like you got a lot of players now that are actually playing for a purpose. Like playing to get moves. Like back in the day, you're just playing to get extra money on the side.
Because like before, I used to remember, like I used to speak to people in non-league. So when we were growing up, it was more like, this guy's the chairman, the dad's son, and he has to play, he has to be captain. All these silly politics what kind of put people off the game. So was that still going on in your time, or it's more like, you know what, talent plays?
I can only speak my time at Tooting. In the first year I played in the first team, it felt like politics, like certain people had to play just because how much you pay them and stuff like, you know what I mean? Like these times I'm 18 playing first team, playing Ramen Prem. I'm on like £35 a week. You could be one of the best players, but if you're paying someone like $250, they have to play. But my second season at Tooting, when I had all the players I mentioned that gone to do better things, it was like, we don't care who you are. Like, if you play, you play. If you don't play, you don't play. It was like, there was no politics in like the second season. It was like, prove yourself in training why you should be playing. And they like big up Ashley and Cornelius all the time. They create like a professional environment in non-league, which is very hard to do because non-league now people just come for training at 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock they're gone in a bit. But we used to like train, then have like a bonding time after and stuff like that to make us like well connected. So it was good, man.
Because like a lot of people listen to this pod and would probably want to know, how did you balance, were you working at the time? How do you balance football and education, football and work? Because you normally see online a lot of people say, I want to play football, but my work's it's far away. So how do I balance? How are you kind of balancing that up?
I was working. Would I say working? I was doing something.
Okay.
I was doing something. But I did work. I worked at Coral for like 2-3 months.
Yeah.
I remember I worked at Coral for like 2-3 months. Just behind the till. Didn't like it, so I stopped and.
You made ends meet. You found a way, basically.
Found a way, yeah. Found a way, yeah. I found a way, man. I found a way. So balancing football and work at the time. Work at the time. It wasn't hard, man. It wasn't hard.
Okay, no, that's cool.
So in terms of like making that, that transition, going back to obviously going from non-league to the pro circuit, what is there anything you had to do differently?
Oh, a lot of things I had to do differently, man. Timing, the way you talk to people. Because I remember I used to, and the way you dress. I don't know what it is. Like my first year, see how like people now you wear the night tech, you lift up the night tech and you show your socks. Like my first year I was doing that in Borough a lot. They was like, oh,
is this at pro or?
Is this at pro?
Yeah.
Like the way you dress and the way you talk, the way you greet people.
So what would they say like when you were dressed?
Like this ain't London, you know. Like I remember, one time we went the whole night.
Is it banter or that this is serious talk?
No, I thought it was banter, but they're serious. But one time wearing it, yeah, this ain't London. You're not a gangster. I was like, cool.
So that fellow players are saying this or that executive?
Staff.
Yeah. And
when like one time they like to me, hey, the way you dress like with your socks up and like, it's not cool, you know. You look like a tramp sometimes.
Is it?
But in my head, I'm thinking, tramps are a very harsh word to say.
That's a bit.
Like I was mad, but I get what they say because coming from where I've come from to that, you got to adjust to their terms. So it wasn't hard, but it's just like everyone has their own style. That was my style, like how I used to wear my night tracksuits and stuff like that. It's just different, man. Like even the way you greet people every morning, every time you see someone, say good morning.
So what did you have to like code switch? Because on the ends there's a certain rapport, a certain way of chatting with the man.
Yeah, you had to.
Then when you get into the professional, you have to like sort of change your demeanor and.
With players, you can be yourself. But with staff, other staff, coaching staff, medical staff, everyone just be professional. Like I remember, like my first time I met my 23s coach when I first signed. I said, "Oh, morning, you're right." He said, "You're right, is he good?" Then I'm walking down the corridor. When I look back, he's still staring at me. And I'm thinking, why is this guy staring at me for this long? Like, we said morning, bro. Like, what's going on? But yeah, just, like little things just got like clock on, like stuff like that. It's mad.
So, obviously you're at Middlesbrough now, like closing in on the first team. So when was that moment that you were called in to train with, I don't know, Neil Warnock?
So no, my first time I actually ever trained with the first team was the first year I signed for Borough.
Okay. In
pre-season. So when I signed for team, played for 23s, Borough 23s, few games in pre-season, but Woodgate was the guy for the time.
Yeah.
When I can't remember we played one non-league team. I was just doing them in, boy. I was just doing them in. Then when Jonathan Woodgate like to me, train with us tomorrow.
Yeah.
Train with them now. Then training, doing well. All the players saying like you got talent, just keep going.
So which like sort of players took you under their wing, kind of thing? That would you say?
So when I first got there, I'll say what are you talking about from the first team or in the whole club in general?
I would say first team.
Brit.
Yeah, big up Brit. Yeah.
Shots.
Oh, Ryan Shotton.
Yeah. Who else was there at the time, man? Marcus Tavernier.
Oh yeah, he's gone to Bournemouth.
Yeah. and a few more players.
Yeah.
George Friend as well.
yeah.
Can never leave that guy out, man. Legend. Always had my back. Always.
So obviously you're at Borough, and obviously you sort of like you're there, and then you go out on loan. How was that experience?
My first loan was very bad. Very, very bad. Cause I got to a point when I'm playing 23s, I'm saying to my agent and the 23s manager and stuff like that, I'm too good to be playing 23s.
So do you say this, or does your agent sort of give the club the nudge?
I said to the coach, I said, I don't think 23s is helping me. Like it's helping me develop, but I want to test myself in the professional game. Then he said, you know what, yeah, you are too good for 23s. What I used to do in games, even our team was good in 23s, but like the best players like me, Conor Malley, Ben Liddell, Sam Faloran that came about with me, like you could see we're just a level above 23s. Then deadline day comes, I go on loan to St Johnstone, Scotland. Probably not the good people there, good staff. Just didn't work out, man.
So in terms of how is that decision made? Obviously, like in terms of a loan club, does your agent put teams on the table that, okay, St Johnstone are interested, X is interested, okay, let's go there? Or how do you come about to that? Or were they the only club interested?
So my agent and the club will try to work together to find a solution. Because you gotta remember, I'm new to this
professional
game now. Like, it's not like you can tell like a well in there, come get us out, baby. Like, you know what I mean? It's different now. So my agent and the club will try to work together. Then we had like Stevenage, we had St Johnstone and Ayr United. So we had two Scottish teams on one, and this is like the deadline day. It's like the final day. So like when it comes to the final day, like it's hard to get teams because teams already done their business, or teams are trying to push or pursue their main targets. So I sat down. I was on the phone with my agent saying, "Yeah, what team do you think's best?" Then we just try to balance it out. Then he said, "Go." He wanted me to go Ayr. He wanted me to go Ayr United.
So were they in the second division?
Yeah, they're in the Scottish champ at the time.
Yeah.
But I said to myself, if a Scottish Prem team interested in me, why not I just go then try? So that happened now. Signed, done the papers and that. But the funny thing about for that day was, so I was training yet. So I only found out I was leaving after training. So I knew that there was talks before training. I was training. Going upstairs to have lunch. Then everyone's saying, "Oh, good luck on your loan." And I'm thinking like what are you talking about? He's like, "Yeah, you're leaving." I said, "I ain't go tonight." He said, "Yeah, but you're gonna leave on loan." I said, "Fine." Then they said to me, "Oh, their manager, Tommy Wright, what's his name? Yeah, Tommy Wright, the St Johnstone manager will call you in the next hour or two." So I'm on my phone now. I see a +44, but I'm in the change room. But I'm not thinking it's the St Johnstone manager. So I was just phone. I said, "Yo." I said, "Yo." I thought one of the man them. So I said, "Yo."
Man them for your new number.
Yeah, for new numbers. I said, "Yo." He's like, "Hello." He said, "Hi Jones." I said, "Oh." I said, "I'll call you back 1 second." So I looked on the phone. I said, "Jesus Christ, that's a bad first impression." Put it back now. I said, "Oh, yeah, sorry about that. Hello, I can talk now." Then he's asked me about my shirt number and stuff, and I said, "Oh, I have number 20. I was A20 at the time. I was 20 at the time. I was just taking number 20. Then went there. I was saying I enjoyed the first 2-3 weeks training, getting to know the lads, the area and stuff like that. Then made my debut for them in a cup game against Ayr, and it was mad because when we travelled there, and I got to their ground, their Ayr manager was like to me, "Should have come here. I was like, "I know, but I want to test myself." He said, "No, I understand that. When came on for like last 6 minutes, should have scored. Then I think from that moment, my first game, I don't know what happened, everything just went downhill. I think it was just them, like where I was living, like the first time me being away from home. Like me moving from London to Borough is really far from home. But me going up to is quite from home. That's too far from home. And especially them times, COVID hit. So I was stuck up there for like good 4 or 5 months.
So were you with family or?
No, by myself.
Jeez, that must have been.
myself.
And this is what people don't see, man. Like, so how was that?
Hard, man. I'll be real, so hard. Especially at the age of 20. So hard. Like, people do it from a younger age, but to do it from where I've come from, being at home playing non-league, then getting a move, okay, pro move, and going further to Scotland, which is like an 8-hour drive or 7 hours on train, and a quick hour plane journey, but it's still far because you don't really see your family. Then like when Christmas comes and like, you don't spend time with your family. There's a lot of things like I haven't done with my family on Christmas Day or stuff like that. It's hard, man. It's hard.
So in terms of it not working out, so what were the reasons? Was it tactical? Was it maybe you? Was it the club? Like why didn't it go wrong? I don't think you made any league appearances for them, did you?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, so
I don't know. So their thing was they kept saying to my agent as I had not social enough.
okay.
But their banter is weird, bro. Like their man's banter is weird. Like you're in the shower and that, yeah, bring out your knob and them thing there. I went from that don't run. Like them things don't run. Like mad things don't run. Like, and they're saying, "Oh, I'm always on my phone. I don't talk." Like he comes training, he just trains and leaves. I'm thinking, bro, like there's no one. The only person I used to talk to there, on like properly, was a goalkeeper called Xander Clark. Xander Clark properly. Then maybe Callum Hendry, that he's at Salford now. Like just talk to him here and there, but I won't talk to them like properly, like because they're not my people. Them like I'm only here for 6 months. That's my mentality. I'm only here for like 6 months. Let me just do my thing and go back to Borough. But I'll say like, even
so what do you think they're probably thinking? You know what? He's a lone player. He's not committed. We want people here that abide into the project, but he's not socialising, so we don't think he buys into what we're trying to achieve.
I think that was part of it as well. I think that was part of it. But the gaffer used to tell me all the time, like, your chance will come. But he'll be saying that, but my chance is never coming. Like, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, you're saying this now, just you can say
keep
my
me
good,
interested,
yeah,
basically.
keep me interested. But I'd rather you just tell me, you know what, you need to do this, do X, Y, Z in training. That's fine. Tell me to do that, I'll do it. But for me to do well in training, you're saying, keep performing, your chance will come. It's a lie, bro.
So, obviously, this must be difficult mentally. COVID hits, not playing games. You know, they're saying that you're too quiet, you're not socialising, you're not doing this. You go back home to yourself, there's no family, there's no friends. What's going on in your head, bro?
Just get me out of here, man. Honestly, like, it got to a stage, yeah, even before COVID hit, I called my agent, I gave me back to Borough. Like, I said I wanted to end this loan, like, quickly. Like, I didn't want to be here no more. And I don't know if it was like I feel it was a mental mentality thing for me. It was hard for me being away from bare people you love, but stuff like that, to go to Scotland and just play. And the only way you can contact your family is with FaceTime and stuff like that. And I'm living with a family as well.
Oh, what, so is it like a dig sort
It
of?
was like a digs, but I'm living with a whole family. Like, they're married, they got kids. Like, the kids are not young. They're like not my age, but like 2-3 years younger. But I'm just in my room locked up, just playing FIFA.
So, because I know we were speaking to like another younger player, Carlos Richards from Derby, and he was sort of saying that clubs can kind of like get reports back from the family. So, St Johnstone getting reports back from the family saying that he's socialised, you know, he's not so with that guy.
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
No, the one thing they used to hate. The one thing they used to hate what I used to do, yeah. They used to have dinner, but they call it tea, innit? So they used to have what we say dinner. So they'll have dinner at 6.
Yeah.
I'm not hungry at 6.
Yeah.
So I remember once I said to them, I'm not hungry, I don't eat. And they're like, what do you mean? It's tea time. I said, yeah, but I'm not hungry, you can't force me to eat. Like, I get you don't eat at 6, but some black people, we need to eat like 8, 9, like, you know, these things, like, you know what I mean? Like we don't eat at 6. Yeah. Like, I said to her, like, if I eat now, I'm going to be hungry later on. So I'd rather just have like snacks here and there and just eat later in the night. But her husband understood that I was trying to say, like, you can't force the kid to eat.
Yeah.
But overall, they were a good family, but just
yeah.
at one time, I think I pissed them off.
Cool. So you come back to Middlesbrough, then the next season you go out on loan again to Scotland, Queen of the South. How was that?
I'll say the best. was good, man. But in my mentality was different at times. Like, okay, this is my last year at Borough. 1 year left on my deal. It's make or break.
Yeah, that's what you were telling yourself.
This loan is make or break, because it's either if I don't perform well on this loan, it's back to maybe non-league or conference or.
Yeah.
So I said to myself, this loan, I've got to show what I can do on this loan right here. So, like that deal even happened weird as well.
So what teams were in the mix then? Because obviously you went on loan to St Johnstone. By the stats, it didn't work. So were teams still interested around the table, or was it more of a harder sell?
No, those teams, there was like Plymouth, I think, Stevenage again. Those like teams like League 2 like hovering about. But the funny thing about it, I don't think I was meant to go Queen in the South that year. I was meant to go to League 2 side, but I said to myself, no, I'm going to go to Queen in the South. But
why? Because I'm baffled, bro, because you've had a horror time in Scotland and you're like, okay, let me go to Scotland. How did why?
To show that if I can, just the redemption.
So basically like going back to the scene of the crime.
Yeah.
Basically.
Let's go there and say, yeah, I can do it in this league. Even if it's the league below, I can do it there. I don't seem like go out there and seem like I'm a failure. So I said, yeah, I told my agent, Queen and South is, I think I can help, like the position they were in, and the team was young as well. I said, good environment, everyone's young, so everyone's roughly the same age. The brothers from London there and that, you know what I mean? So like,
Familiarity,
you know what I mean?
This is what I wanted.
Yeah, I'll go there. So going there now. So even like to get there, I remember like as in training ground, just finished training, that they said, oh, the 23s guy said, oh, how quick do you think you get to Scotland right now? I said, what do you mean? I said, it's 4:30. He said, yeah, your train's at 5:30. So I was like, my train's in an hour to get there. He said, yeah. So I had to go home, pack bare things, drop my keys to my brethren, the yard I'm living in, and go up there and sign there. Met the manager and the players, lovely people. Everyone there lovely. Alan Johnson, Sandy, the two coaches, Gavin, the physio coach. Everyone was nice. Just training. Then done more in training and started the first game was on the weekend and I signed on a Thursday. So I trained once on a Friday, then played the Saturday, scored, but we lost 2-1. Then I said to myself, okay, I played well, but we lost. This is a good, even if we lost, for your own performance, this is a good starting point.
Base, yeah.
Then from there, carried on, played the Hearts on TV, drew on one, I gave them a torrid time, smashing them up. And from there, I was just gaining mad confidence. Then after I played Dundee, won a penalty in like 20 seconds. Like everyone used to call me the penalty, cause I used to win a lot of penalties.
Ooh, yeah.
You said initial contact.
Yeah, every reason say like I'm the best at winning penalties. Well, that's what people say. I don't say I am in it. Yeah. But yeah, so I was just going there, playing. I was just fearless.
Yeah.
And I was just fearless my second spell in Scotland. Then it came to like a not end, but like a it stopped because I pulled a hamstring injury. But I blame myself for my own injuries, what happened up there. So you know them ones like, I don't know if you've ever done this before. You're just chilling, yeah, but you got something important to do the next day. It's like you're just playing games, 12 o'clock. Say to yourself, I'm going to go to bed at 1.
Yeah.
1 o'clock comes, I'll go to bed at 2. 2 o'clock comes, I'll go to bed at 3. Then I go to bed at 6 in the morning. So I basically had the all night, yeah. But I'm just chilling, I'm just watching YouTube on my phone at this time. But I'm not tired, I go to the game, I got to travel the next hour and a half. So that happened now. So I travelled, playing well, but I was having a bad 20 minutes in the game. I said, yeah, I'm so tired, right? My eyes are shut, I'm so tired right now. Then I got assist, was winning like 4 to half time. Then I was through and go one time. Then my hamstring was...
That tight sensation. That
it was running that I felt like a pop, like someone shot me. But I said, okay, let me carry on. Like, when they went for like a second, I carried on running, we went, bam, my hamstring popped. I was out for like 4 to 6 weeks, and that 4 to 6 weeks there was like a very hard thing to take because your loan's going so well, and to go, but when you go back, you're not gonna be the same player that you was because you're gonna have doubts in your mind having hamstring injuries.
Definitely, I had a hamstring injury recently, and bro, it's a joke. But yeah, so you have that successful loan spell. obviously, like, what's the conversation next? Is it, okay, another loan, or a Middlesbrough sort of thinking, you know what, this is your time?
No. So the plan was go pre-season with them. But I think I didn't tell you this. The only reason why I don't feel playing the first team earlier is because I had a mad altercation with Neil Warnock.
Okay.
The season where I went to Queen in the South.
Okay, what happened?
It's childish though. So it's like my birthday come now. So man threw like a mad apartment party in Central. So when I'm planning this, they call me saying, "Oh yeah, the first team are in early. They want you to come in." Okay, I said, "What date?" They said 26th of June. I said, "That's my birthday." They said, "Yeah, but you gotta come in." I said, "Cool." So after coming to the phone, I'm like I'm getting fuming. Like, man just come from Costco, and I spent
stacking up
the
bulk.
bottles and stuff like that for the thing. I said to my brethren, like, "What should I do?" He said, "If you go, that means just give me free money." I said, "Yeah, you see that? You see what you said there? Nah, I'm gonna do this party." But I said, "Cool." I went to done my party now. I called my boy. I said, "Bro, I need you to drop me to Middlesbrough from Central London." I said, I'll give you cash. Right, the cash is right here, right now for petrol." He said, "Cool." Pick me up at 6, like 30. Then I got to Borough by like 9. So we got there quick. I trained at 10. So I said to myself, "Cool, let me go shower and that." Showered now. That was it, bro. Showered. Actually, you're just lying down in your bed, knocked out. My phone rings. I see Neil Warnock on my phone calling. So I answered the phone. He said, "Where are you?" I said, I'm in my towel. I'm just in a towel on the hotel bed, just chilling like this. I said, no, I'm coming. He said, "No, stay home. Like, just stay home." Cool. From there, I said, "Yeah, I'm going back to London." So I went back to London the same day and just carried on my apartment party for the whole thing, the whole week.
But again, some people might look at that and think this is unprofessional. Like, you're signed to a pro club, Middlesbrough, big championship club at the time. Why did you throw away that opportunity? Obviously now we can see everything worked out, but at that time, that could have been it.
No, I said it's stupid, but sometimes you gotta
go through
take
it.
risk and prosper.
What did you learn? What did you learn from that?
I learned. What I learned from that mistake was anything to do with anything other than football, don't do it.
Yeah.
Even if you've got things planned and something happens at the football, something football related comes up, do the football thing. So it made me more wiser, smarter, and stuff like that.
So obviously the next season, obviously you got your opportunity under Neil Warnock
yeah.
again. So like redemption.
So yeah, redemption. So he said to me, "I've seen what you've done at Queen of the South, and I've seen you've gone from a boy to a man in the space of since we've had the argument to now." I said, "No, I've agreed." So he brought me to Cornwall on the pre-season tour. I was doing very well. When we played Rotherham in the last pre-season game, then I broke my nose that game, going up for a header. Then I remember after the game he was saying, "Don't worry, we're gonna need you next week." So in my head I'm thinking, next week? That's when the season starts. He said, "Yeah, we're gonna need you next week." So in my head I'm thinking, well, am I really going to go into the first team game now? Then done my surgery and my operation on my nose and whatnot. Then the game comes, he puts me for the last 20 minutes and the rest is history. Get assist.
That season, mad. Like, your name was ringing some serious alarm bells. Like, everywhere you got Isaiah Jones, he's next up. This guy's mad.
Yeah.
Wing back, he's doing these things. So like, talk to us about that, because you started off in the non-league, Lambeth All Stars, Tooting and Mitcham, then bang, you're front centre everywhere. So how was that going through that?
It's crazy, man. Like, you just can't believe it. Like, where I've come from. Like, to do what, not to do what I've done, but to go from non-league and go to first team in less than 2 years. 2 years, but in football terms, 3 seasons. It's crazy. Like, I'm just grateful. I'm blessed that everything I've done so far is only going up.
Yeah.
And how do you assess that season? Because I remember, as Dej said, alarm bells all over the place. Your name's getting linked to this club, that club. You're just absolutely dominating the scene. So, within yourself, how did you feel when you walked onto the football pitch in that season?
Fearless.
Yeah.
Just fearless. Like, I don't know what it was. it's fearless, but it's excitement at the same time. Because your breakthrough season, for me, I know it could be different for people. For me, it's like show that you can play at this level. Don't give people doubts in their mind saying, is he good enough, is he not? Just perform well, give 100%. Even if you don't have the right ability, just show heart and stuff like that. So people can, fans and coaches can go from there. But that whole season was mad. Playing left wing for Warnock. The man-to-man system, fully a man everywhere. Then Chris Wilder comes in. It's like, even when he came in, I'm thinking like, where am I going to play now? Because he plays 3-5-2. Then when he got appointed, he was having individual meetings with everyone, but I was dodging these meetings because I didn't want to meet him. Then
why?
I don't know. I feel like I just couldn't be asked to go in his office and talk to him. I'll be real. There's no disrespect to him. I just feel like me sitting down waiting for you to talk to me. I'll just talk to you when I'm ready to talk to you. Then we spoke after like his second day. He said, "Oh, I want to try at wing back. How do you feel about that?" I said, "Wing back." I said, "Yeah." I said, "Listen, I don't mind, but I ain't running back." He said, "No." He said, "You'll be running back." Well, I said, "I'll give it a go." Then
but that was the position you played at Tooting and Mitcham, where you had that mad game as well. So it's like it went full circle kind of thing.
Yeah, but I didn't want to play wing back, but I didn't want to play there. Then after like a few games, you're like, you know what? It's not bad, you know.
I'm having fun.
Yeah, it's not bad, you know.
Yeah, I'm having fun.
It's not bad, but it was a mad transition from Warnock playing style to Wilder's playing style, like mad transition. Even like when Wilder came in the first week of training, for like pre-season.
Yeah.
Like the intensity of training stuff like that, because we're just used to like little mess about, man to man in like games or whatnot. But Wilder wanted that full pressing everywhere in training. So like after the training session, you'd be like, and you think it's pre-season, like why are we blowing so hard? Like, we don't get it, but it was good though, man.
That season you got what? 1 goal, 9 assists, which is a decent outlay in terms of your first at that level. So as we said, obviously, like there was a lot of attention on you. Like clubs were being interested, like Palace, West Ham, bare clubs. Did anything ever get put forward to you in terms of a proper?
Maybe not. We'll never know. Only my agent knows. Like he tells you what's going on.
Okay.
He just tells what's going on. I'm not involved in anything.
Okay, so how did he tell you that? You know what, boy? There's like intro, like.
So, now he told me there's interest, like teams want you and stuff like that.
Was this at Prem level?
Can't say.
Obviously, I'm not asking for clubs like level.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Prem level.
The Prem level, there was that good championship level, that was on abroad.
Yeah.
Like there was good teams there, but it just was never down to me with the final say. Down to Barra my agent to sort that out. But it was good to hear that you're getting linked to these teams, like especially where I come from, non-league. Like to see like Palace, West Ham, all these teams. You're thinking, you know what, keep going. Because if these teams want you now, imagine when you have another season under your belt and you're seasoned. It's different.
It's actually mad because I remember that season it was you and Jed Spence. Just
Away, man.
Big up Jed.
Yeah.
Big up Jed. You guys were just like destroying the right side. It's like, I used to speak to bare contacts in the game. Who you having, Isaiah Jones or Jed Spence? 50-50 split. I don't know. They're both. And
hard. He was at Middlesbrough as well. Like, And what happened with Jed?
Yeah, because he even had something with Neil Warnock as well. Because when he got promoted, we all saw that. What happened there?
Easy knows, isn't it?
No, you know it is. Like, there's two different opinions, man. Like,
and that's what football is.
Yeah.
Game of opinions.
It's a game of opinions. Like, a manager thinks maybe not good enough for him, and that's how it is.
So, if you don't mind, talk to us about the experience with Chris Wilder, because I think towards the back end of the season, it kind of petered out. What was happening behind the scenes?
I've heard this a lot, boy. But
you were there.
Yeah.
You don't need to hear.
No, he came in. Football was good. Like, we're playing football. Like, you know how he plays overlapping. It's mad. Like, teams don't know what's going on, innit? Like, teams are baffled. I remember I feel like Wilder's third game, we played Huddersfield, yeah. I felt like Barca was popping. I felt like it was prime Barca, like popping them. And you got their skipper saying, we can't get nowhere near them.
Yeah.
And when a team says that, you know you got them where you want them. Then like so whole season was good. Played. We also we played that season under Wilder. Even played like the Premier League and FA Cup.
Yeah.
Okay, we rolled luck against Man United, but sometimes you need luck. Tottenham came Riverside. I think we bought them off the park. Them, oh god damn it, bro. Then Chelsea played Chelsea. They were too good. And I think for me after that break, after the Chelsea game, we had like a 4 or 5 day break. And I think teams figured out how Borough plays now and how we can suss them out. And that's how I think it kind of died back in the...
Yeah, because like, I was like speaking to someone close to Middlesbrough, and I think during that season there was interest from Burnley to Chris Wilder, and I was hearing stories like during training he was kind of like taking calls, like there's a hill and he was walking down the hill to take the calls during training.
No. That's unprofessional, bro.
No, but that's what I was hearing in terms of like the players are kind of thinking, we've got a manager that potentially he's not all into the project, and that may be spilled onto the pitch. That's why the season petered out.
No, he was 100% all in. He was always all in, man. Like even when he's getting linked, he was still there training.
So did he clarify with the players like, listen, boys, there's so much noise out there. I'm all in with you guys. Forget that.
We had numerous meetings about that.
Okay.
Because I think I heard from someone that he said, I'm going. And then all of a sudden, he was staying. Like, so surely, obviously from the outside looking in, we're looking at, okay, Middlesbrough are flying. Then all of a sudden, it didn't, like, the results didn't add up from a viewer's perspective.
No, it just got to a point where, like, I think we got found out. No, I think we got found out in the sense that, like, people clocked how the overlap is, how to stop it, and if you watched our games that season or the back end, we used to concede a lot of goals on the break because the way we play is so expansive and there's bare space. Teams can bypass midfield sometimes and
have fun.
Yeah, have fun sometimes. But I'll say maybe I'll say it died out a bit, but we take the blame for that. For I think the last 6-8 games we wasn't good enough. And we were losing to teams, no disrespect, like Bristol City away from home.
Shouldn't be
losing to Barnsley away from home and they're bombing the table. No disrespect to them. Like we shouldn't be losing these games. So I'll say that we lost against the smaller teams, that the teams that we should have beaten. I think if we beaten them, and we go into the playoffs that year, I think we'd have won the playoffs.
So season ends, award ceremony, young player of the year, players player of the year. You're the man. Like everyone's talking about. Izzy saying like, listen, this guy's going to the top. What happens next? Like, is there interest? Is there concrete offers to your age? I know we spoke about interest, but was there like concrete offers?
I don't know anything about concrete offers. Cause I told my agent, like, don't tell me those things. Like you just saw out you in the club. So I don't know. I know about interest, but I didn't know if there were any concrete offers on the table. And if there was, it would have been hard because, as you said earlier, I had a good season. And Jed Spencer, my boy Jed's still on the books of Borough at the time, and he's had they won promotion.
Yeah.
So you have 2 right backs there, and it's probably who you get the most money for at the time. But Borough always told me that they never wanted me to leave, so it was like I didn't really mind because I was enjoying my football playing under Chris Wilder, and if you saw us, even it died out back in the end of his first half season. We can build from that to go into the new season. So I look forward to the new season with him, with let him get signings and take the championship by storm. That was the plan.
I hear you, my bro. So the new season comes. Obviously, you stay at Borough. Obviously, we all know there was interest. Maybe stuff was close. You're not going to tell us today. What happens?
So, first game. So we can start from pre-season. Players from last season leave. Of course, Gaffer wants his own players, his own. You know what I mean? It happens in football. Players leave. Then a week leading up to the game, we sell our best player, Marcus Tavernier, to Bournemouth. So it maybe created a little, not divide, but tension between Wilder and Borough. Maybe I'm not too sure. But I thought you know, even if Tav's gone, even if he's our best player, like he's a big miss. But as a group, we're still good enough to get promoted. Or playoffs at least. So first game, play West Brom, I scored, drew 1-1. We should have won that game, in my opinion. But it was the first like 10 games, 15 games that season felt so weird because we were like playing the bare football. We were dominating teams. We just couldn't score. That was the stigma at the time. Like teams where we were playing today saying, how you look down here? We saying we just can't score goals.
So this is the time when Chuba Akpom's not really in the picture right now, right?
Yeah, he's not. Like we had a banner at the time. Yeah, we used to say Chuba's in Casa more.
Well,
because Chuba, like, big up Chuba, my boy, every time. He was training with 23 at the time, 23's in it. So we say that, yeah, you're the Casa more, though. It's like, there's a banner in it.
Yeah.
But you see what he's done this season, you can only, like, just even as a teammate, just thank you for what he's done for the team, giving us hope. And what he's done, he's deserved all the accolades he got this season, man. To come from being not in the squad.
So how did he get reintegrated? Like, what was, obviously a new manager came in and obviously confidence and all of that stuff. But in terms of that, like, sort of process in regards to being with Chris, what was that? How was Chuba recognised around the team?
Everyone knew Chuba was a player. Everyone knew that Chuba's a baller. But I think there was a stigma on him from the Warnock days that he had bad attitude and stuff like that. And when teams say a player had bad attitude, some managers sticks in it. So I think that's what Wilder probably thought, he had bad attitude. But we used to tell him, like, no, good guy. All you want to do is win. Then I think we didn't get no strikers in, so Wilder said, oh, just come play 30 minutes against Marseille in the pre-season game. He done well. Next week, you know, Chuba was starting at West Brom. So like his whole pre-season not training with us until the lead into the first game of the season. Then from there, on fire the whole season, man.
Because he obviously these positions number 10. So did he start off as a striker, or was he always in that sort of number 10?
So under Wilder, there was just two strikers, but one would do like come link play, and Chuba's good with the ball at his feet and stuff like that. So he's good at link and play. Then I think he was enjoying it when Michael Carrick came in. Now he just took it into another level, just saying, I think you can play this 10 role perfectly, because he's, for me, in our team, I'll say him, Mark Bowler, Riley McGree, on the ball, play the best on the ball. Like, technically, like, so you're going to try to get your best players on the ball as much as possible. So I think the 10 role suits Chuba a lot, man. Yeah. And especially getting goals from there as well. So it's crazy.
Yeah, he had a mad season. What, 28 goals?
29 goals or something like that.
Yeah, all in.
Player of the season as well.
Player of the season, and he's being linked with like a lot of Prem teams like Luton and stuff like that. Yeah. So, what's your view on that? Obviously, when you score those goals, you're gonna garner attention, attraction, because like any striker banging goals in the champ, they get copped, kind of thing. So, as a teammate and a friend, like what's your view on it? Because obviously, teammate, you don't want to lose him. Friend, listen, I want you to glow up. I want you to do your thing.
From a selfish point of view, teammate, you don't want him to go. Yeah. But as my brother, I just wish him the best. If he leaves, he does. If he don't leave, then great. But if he leaves, then I wish him the best, because that's my bro for life, man. He deserves everything he's getting so far. If people don't really see the hard work he's put in, like even in training, like when he scores, celebrates like it's like a proper game, bro. Like he'll score, tap in, come on! Like training, he don't want to lose on nothing, man. So if he get everything he get, if he leaves the season, he goes to the Prem or wherever he goes, this is well deserved, man. Can't knock him.
For me, like obviously I want to move back to you, because it's an interesting case that I've been thinking, I've been looking, and it doesn't really add up in terms of the first season and the second season. Some people might say second season syndrome. It's like first season you're fearless, I'm going to these stadiums, I'm going to twist up my man. Second season, it's like, we got the tape on Izzy. Okay, this is what he likes to do. We've got him. But there's another dynamic. The manager might not really fancy you like the other managers might fancy you, because, or other people might say, listen, this is normal. Like you've just come from non-league, first season you spike, now you're going to hit a little bit of a plateau. Like, so what's been going on?
It's a lot, man. It's a lot. So I'll shut this down from now. Me and the gaffer never had a falling out. People think Carrick don't like me, I don't like Carrick. Never the case. I just had a lot of things off the pitch that was going on. So my missus was pregnant. I had family members, like 7 family members die in one season. Like in this year alone. then I'm going through like mental health problems. Like you lot are the first to know. The club knew, but not the players. I think the only player that knew I was going through like mad things was like Mark Bowler. Like, I was going through like a lot of mental health issues, like taking tablets.
What, like antidepressant?
Yeah, like mad things, bro. Like I don't know what it was, like. And you can't really bring that energy when you have that when your missus is pregnant, because you don't want to show you're vulnerable at a stage where she needs you the most when she's going through birth and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Then so it got to a point where I was playing. Then I remember I leaned up to like a day before a game. My mum called me saying, "Your thing's passed away," on the coach. And I didn't really. I broke down, but I didn't break down like to show my teammates I'm sad in it. So I said, "Cool, I'll try play and whatnot." Then when you're on the pitch, so if you don't think like for me, the games is going by me. Cause I'm losing like my great uncles that have supported me from day one. Everyone, even my granddad's dad passed. Like it's crazy, man. I've had bare people pass and it's like messed me up mentally, like thinking wise. So the times where I wasn't playing in the squad was just stuff like that. So I remember like training one time, Chuba, everyone saying, like, "Izzy, what's wrong?" I said, "No, not wrong. I don't want to tell my teammates like I'm going through deep things." I used to say, "No, I'm good, man, I'm good." Then Chuba like, "Come on, Izzy, liven up, man. You're not your normal self." I'm like, "Nah, bro, I'm good." Then I got to the point I said I need to tell the gaffer, because right now I don't want to play football no more. Like I got to that stage where I don't want to play football no more. Like I just wanted to stop. So I went to him. I said, "Gaffer, can we have a serious conversation?" Like I even broke down in this conversation. Like mad broke down. I said to him like, What you want me to do for you? I can't give you this season or right now." He said, "Why? What's up?" I said, "Oh, I'm going through some deep mental health issues, like mentally." He said, like, "What do you mean?" I said, "I'm not here." Like I remember when the club doctor said to me like, "How deep are you in? Like you feel like committing suicide now?" I said, "Not that deep. I said, I just don't want to be nowhere near this building, be outside. I was in a dark place, man." Then the gaffer, when I told the gaffer, he was like, "Oh, but how are you though, like mentally?" I said, not the best. Then he offered me to say, "Do you want to take a couple like weeks off and that?" I said, "No, if I do that, I'll go into a more deep hole." So I just said to him, "I'll train." Well, I said, "I'll train, but I won't be training at my best because what I'm going through." He said, "No, I understand that. Like what you're going through is not normal. Especially they used to say because you're young, and if you're going through in life, it's gonna affect you. Like people want you to perform week in week out. Then you got missus at home that's pregnant. Then if you have a bad game, you're like the scapegoat and stuff like that."
Because football is a very like macho environment. The fans can get onto you, and I think we have to kind of big up Michael Carrick, because I think after the Millwall game, he was asked what's going on with Izzy, and he sort of like protects you, saying, "You know what? There's other people in the squad that are performing. Other managers could say, there's a personal." So he kept the pressure off of you.
Yeah.
So like
that's how I always respect him, what he done for me in those from like 4 months, 5 months when I wasn't playing or starting, because everyone wants me to be the same Izzy, but if I'm not myself that was last season, I can't. Like people, I don't think people realize, like people think because we're footballers we don't go through mad things. That's not the case. You don't know our personal life. Like for me to tell you, like now, I had 7 people pass away this season.
It's
crazy. That's a lot, you know.
Yeah. That's a heavy load for someone so young, and you're about to have your first youth as well.
It's crazy.
You've got a missus, so there's so many different dynamics. At work, you're expected to perform at a top level.
Yeah.
It's not like you're in the office. You're in the public, where at a big club, where if Izzy's not performing, what's going on?
Like I remember even one time my missus' mum came round, and my mum, and this was when my missus gave birth. Like I was still in the deep things I was. I remember like 2 a.m. I just got out of bed, went in my garden and just put my hood up and just sitting there. Then my mum would say, "What's wrong?" I'll just start crying. My missus' mum comes to me, so I'll start crying. And like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "I don't want to talk about it." Like, but I think my mum knew what I was going through, but she didn't want to add more pressure. So just let me be even. So like this season has been a weird season, man. Hard season for me personally off the pitch and on the pitch. I can't be myself how I want to play on the pitch. That's taken a lot of me this year.
No, bro. First of all, like, thank you for being so like vulnerable and open enough to tell us on the platform, man, because that takes some strength in itself. There's a lot of people who just obviously like my performances, but for you to go into detail, I think now Middlesbrough fans and football fans are able to like know what was going on. So like, first of all, like, how are you now though, bro?
No, I'm in the best space now, man. I'm myself again now, man. Like
even back end of the season, you were doing a madness, bro. That whole game, you turned it on his head, fam.
I'll say I'm back to myself now. I think that I'm hoping that side's gone past me. I've moved from them dark times now. Because them times, what I used to try to do, I used to try to sort everything one at a time. Like not like all together, I mean. But now when I started doing things one at a time, I felt less pressure on myself now. When, as you said, coming for the whole game, when I told the gaffer, or the gaffer said to me, I think you're ready now. I've seen you, like you're back, like training, you're showing the signs of that, put you in that game, then the rest, talk though.
No, obviously I don't want to even like dive too much into it, but in terms of like the thought process, like what was actually going on in your head? Because I think it's important, man, because we get people that listen to this. We've spoken to Viv Solomon. Obviously, he had like a different sort of depression. He was saying that when he was injured, he was out for 6 months, just didn't want to get out of bed, didn't want to shower, just didn't want to speak to anyone. So in terms of like, when you're at home, what was going on in your head, bro?
When I was at home, it's a lot, man. Like at times I didn't care about nothing. When I'm thinking I've got a kid in the way, so I have to care. Even like me and Mrs. used to have arguments. She used to say, "What's wrong?" I used to say nothing. But my Mrs. know there's something wrong with me, but I wouldn't tell her because I don't want her to make her feel vulnerable.
She's pregnant already,
so I don't want to make her feel add more pressure onto her. Like my Mrs. she didn't even know I was going through these things until I told her after, and she even cried. I said, "We said, why didn't you tell me?" I said, because this is the reason why I didn't want to tell you that you pressure while you're pregnant. But now. It's just the foot presses is mad. I can't lie, bro. When you're at home, like even training, I'll be the first one in, last one out, or last one in, first one out.
So you didn't even want to go home, kind of thing.
Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But I'll be like, I'll go training. Then when we're done, I'll just leave straight away and just chill outside my house sometimes. Even I'll chill outside or go to the main town centre and just try to do shopping and just try to get my foot process out of it. But it's not easy, man.
Yeah, so how would the club, because obviously like mental health is something serious, especially like nowadays, even as men, like men have the highest suicide rates because they don't speak out kind of thing. So like how did the club sort of handle it?
They handled it well, man. Like even when I was in the matchday squad, they're looking after me and looking over, like see how I was doing. Like even when I told the club doctor, I was speaking to what's them people called? The psychiatrists. I was speaking to them on Zoom and stuff like that to help me try to get me out of this dark place I was in. So the club were good. Honestly, the club were good. The club were very good.
I wasn't. You don't expect to hear that, but again, as you said, footballers, you're human. Like there's a personal side, there's performance, and there's personal. And if the personal's not right, the performance can't be right, kind of thing, innit? So, yeah.
It's actually mad because, like, obviously going back to what we were talking about the fan criticism and all of that kind of stuff, do you ever feel like you want to retaliate and be like, listen, you lot don't know what I'm going through, stop criticising me kind of thing, or it's just part and parcel of the game?
No, 100%. Like, there'll even be times, like, after a game, even when I'm playing, I was in the dark, I'm playing, go home, and like, because you're tweeting, you think tweets up, he's looking through, he's saying, oh, Isaiah Jones is crap, this, that, and he's saying, like, you can't do this to save his life. I'm thinking, like, bro, if you was going through what I was going through, you'd be doing the same performance I'm doing right now. You won't be yourself. But the time that I want to retaliate so badly, but at the same time, it's not good for my mental health. So I just leave it and let them say what they want to say. Then when the truth comes out, when I speak on it, I want to see them same people don't come up with the same energy. Like, don't come and say, oh, okay, I get. No, keep the same energy. You want to diss me, innit? But there's some fans, like even like some bar fans, because I've got a dog as well, innit? Like some bar fans, like where I get my dog from, they'll come to my house and we'll talk for time. And some people know what I'm going through, like some of the fans, and they appreciate it. They say, you know what, we get it. You're human at the end of the day. But some fans don't get it. But I ain't got nothing bad to say about bar fans.
Because
like, nothing bad to say. That I love them. Good fans, everything. But sometimes I think they need to stop jumping on players too early when you don't know what's going on in their personal life.
Because you see, even I saw some of the criticism, one season wonder, he's been found out. But like, as I said, you've got a long career ahead of you, only 23. You burst into the pro game late, and I have no doubts that you're going to recapture that form. You already did at the back end of the season. You were giving, as you said earlier, you were giving defenders torrid time. You get what I'm saying?
Nightmares.
Yeah, giving them sleepless nights. So yeah, like, so just talking about Middlesbrough season, obviously you got to the playoffs against Coventry. Even you scored a goal, but it was for offside. Like, how was that experience?
Crazy, bro. Like even we secured our place in it like 3 weeks before. Like, you just wanted to start now. Like, you just wanted to get over and done with. So, what was weird though, it was weird because we played the same team 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
Played them last game of the season and the 2 legs, and we didn't score 1 goal in 3 games.
So what's the psychology as well? Does the gaffer say, you know what, I'm going to try and trick them, I'm not going to play my best 11, I'm going to put 3 players, switch things up to give it a different look? Like, how is it?
Leading up to the first game, it was just mad tactical. It was tactical work because they got a striker called Goikarez.
Yeah.
What a player.
Yeah.
Big boy player.
Yeah.
And for me, that's their
Best
player, biggest threat. Yeah. So we said, if we nullify him, they've got nothing. What we have is quality and abundance that can hurt anyone. Mm-hmm. So we tried to nullify him in the first leg, which I think we did. Then, we should have won 1-0. If my goal was allowed 1-0, or Chuba scored that chance early on 1-0. But 0-0 away from home first leg, not bad. Mm-hmm. And in our thought process as players, you come Riverside now 8 PM. You're gonna get licks. Like, I'll be real. Like, then it just didn't happen. Like, I don't know what it was. I think cause the way they tweak their system as well. So they went for 5-4-1 in the second leg. Cause the way we play, we like to bear rotations, and I think in the first leg we were dominating their midfield. So they made sure they put extra man there so it don't happen. But even their goal gave them our mistake. It's not like they done madness. But even to lose that, like, it just, I don't know, it's hurt.
It's one of those games, man, just them glitchy games, and you're chasing the game. And
I think as players, we know, I think they knew, but we knew we're better than them.
Of course.
And I think, honestly, like, even watching the playoff final, like, big up Luton for promotion and big up Amari Bell, my boys and that. But that final was horrid to watch, bro.
Yeah. I think even the players admitted it. That, it was terrible. But to be fair, in the playoff final, just get the job done.
Yeah, that's all. Literally. And I think that's what Coventry done with the 2 legs against us. Just try to get the job done.
It's actually mad because me and Dej always talk, and I was like, Middlesbrough, they're not going out. For some reason, I feel like this season ended too late for you lot. So it's like one of those ones where you lot maxed out to try and get autos, and then it kind of plateaued out. And then Chuba's form kind of dipped a little bit. Then I was thinking, Middlesbrough, they've checked out. They're not.
No, I'll say, even I wasn't playing, but looking from the outside in, or even when I did play, it's like, I think we peaked. We peaked, not early, but like, so I'll say, after we lost 4 to the Huddersfield, I'll say our form from that game to the playoffs wasn't the best. We lose to Rotherham, lost to Luton, but we should have beat them. It wasn't beating teams convincingly how we beaten them before. So maybe it was a bit of fatigue.
Well, what about psychology? Because you've confirmed your playoff spots. So it's like, the maximum we can get is a playoff final, and we still got these games to play. So I want to kind of preserve myself. I don't want to expend too much energy, get injured, or
I think it was still there. I think like we confirmed like we still wanted to win all our games to have good form going into the playoff. Because playoff, anyone can win playoffs. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's a lottery, as they say, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think psychologically it was there, man. Like, Gaff will make us like drill us in like, okay, we confirmed it, but it's not done. We still got 3 games to play. Like, take it like you're trying to play for more. Like the last 3 games, say we're going for alls. Like, pretend you're fighting for the automatic promotion.
So obviously, after you suffer that heartbreak in the semi-final of the playoffs, what does the gaffer say to you guys?
Boy, that conversation was quiet that day, but after we left in the change room, no one was speaking. When the gaffer just said to us, like, boys, I can't fault you, like, the effort you gave us over these past 6-7 months, like, to be where you lot come from, 23rd in the league,
Yeah.
to where playoff semi-finals, like, I can't ask for more. But he said, listen, we've had a lot of people come to our ground celebrating. You had Burnley come to our ground, celebrate. When you've had Coventry come celebrate. Use that as fuel for next season. He said this year, next year or next season, we're gonna aim for auto. We're not aiming for playoffs. Aim for more. Automatic is what we want. I think we can get, if we get the right signings in, why not, man?
Talk to us a bit more about the gaffer, Michael Carrick, because he's got like a growing reputation in the game. Obviously, I don't know him, but looking from the outside, he's like a quiet guy, but you feel his presence.
Yeah,
Is that fair or?
No, Michael Carrick, good guy, man. Like, very, very, very good coach and manager. Management, everything's spot on. Like, knows when to put arm around a player, talk to him. Like, even with my situation, I think he handled it the best way possible. So I always big him up for that. But as a coach, he's good, man. Like, as you said, he's quiet, but he's not quiet. But he can feel his presence. Like, he don't shout, not whatsoever.
And even Chuba like bigged him up. I think it was after one of the games that I got to thank the manager, like, because you need, like, again, we mentioned football's a game of opinions. One manager thinks, Chuba, as you said, got attitude. Other manager, no, there's talent here. I'm gonna harness it, and we see what Chuba does.
Yeah, he said, look what Chuba's doing now, and that's, you can only thank the guy for that. They put him in a system and a position that suits him, and gets the best out of the players he's got. So imagine now. So let's say he gets Chuba 29 goals. He makes Chuba a better player. But he's not only making one player better, he's making the whole team better.
Yeah.
The whole team's playing better now. You've got Ryan Giles left back, most assists in the champ, I think, from correct or not. Then you have Cameron Archer on loan from Villa, banging goals.
Yeah.
You have Aaron Ramsey from Villa, banging goals.
Yeah.
You got Marcus Forss banging goals. You got Riley
10,
McGree banging goals. You got bare players just banging goals, assisting, like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But the way, like, he's good at what he does, like helping players develop, talking to them, everything. So as a coach, for me as a rating, I'll give him like a 10 out of 10, honestly.
Serious.
Wow, that's big, because I remember checking, I think it was only you and Burnley that got over 80 goals this season, which shows that you were really putting teams to the sword.
No, it shows, because early on in the season, we wasn't scoring goals. He comes in, changes the system, we're scoring goals. We're creating a lot of chances. Like, for us to be one of the top goal scorers in the champ from where we came from this season, you can only big up. You can only big up Michael Carrick and his coaching staff, Danksy and Woodgate, man, and Granty.
Yeah, so like in terms of, obviously it's the end of the season. We saw that you were in Jamaica, no doubt enjoying that, jerk chicken, everything was getting ingested. Yeah. So like, in terms of your international future, I know it's still early. You've just finished your second season. Jamaica come calling, Guyana come calling, England come calling. Who are you playing for?
If you want me to be honest, I'll probably play for Guyana because of my mum. Because my mum helped me start this journey. So I'd rather represent the country that she's from and do it for her more than anything.
Okay, so if all three of them were knocking on the door,
I'll pick Guyana because I feel like England. What you've seen recently, as happens to young players, they'll call you up one time.
Yeah, Tomori.
And dash to the side. You can't play international for another. Like, it's mad. So I was just gonna say, like, if you're from other countries and that, play for your country, your mums and that from, man.
I respect that.
Like, put light to your country.
So have they like been in contact with you?
All the time.
Okay, what like?
All the time.
Well, what's the latest? What's the situation?
Yeah,
so
like they want me to get their passport sorted. But the whole thing with the passport is like the process is so long.
So you're doing the process.
Yeah, doing the process.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing the process.
Yeah. No, that's dope. Yeah, man. So last one, in terms of before we move on to outside of football, what's next for you, bro? Because you're a massive talent. I respect you. I think you're going to the top. I don't want to put pressure on you. They're just been calling your name for 2 years.
Yeah, I've told him.
Forget it. What a talent. What's next for you, bro?
Just grow as a person on off the pitch. As I'm a father now, so yeah, just growing. Perform this season, be better than I was previous season. And
Yeah,
the
but we
preseason
know
before.
why.
But
You know what's funny? At least we know why.
Yeah.
So it's not like, what's happening? Like, this is a solid. You get what I'm
But
saying?
the one thing I want to say about that thing also as well, people said I had a bad season, yeah. But I got 8 goal contributions, yeah.
Yeah, 3 goals, 5 assists.
But my best season, I had 9 goal contributions.
It's perception.
And I played less games. I missed about 14 games this season. So if I played them 14 games, I had more goal contributions.
It's mad,
it's mad, isn't it? So imagine that's you at your basically.
Yeah,
worst.
you know what I'm trying to say?
It's perception and social proof. Like everyone on social media, as I John is ripping it. So you put that perception into people's heads, and then all of a sudden, as I John, look at your numbers, they're there.
Yeah, but this season, I just want to grow as a person and just success, man. From at Borough, whatever, I don't know what's gonna happen in the summer. Anything can happen in football. Wherever I end up.
Yeah, so like, what happened? Because I speak to players, and normally they say at the end of the season, a manager comes around and says, "Look, I'm counting on you next season. Obviously, like, I want you to be my main man." Have you been told that by the manager that, listen, next season you're in, let's go, or you can leave? Or
no, he just said to me like, next season, be ready, man. It's your time. After everything you've been through, it's your time. That's what he said to you.
Because you got a contract until I believe 2025. So are you expecting any offers? Is there still interest? Because I know the season before there was interest in your services from that Prem team. So has your agent said, listen, like, you have to be on point, make sure your phone's nearby, something might happen? Or
no, I don't know, man. I know I've got 2 years left on my contract. I think with an option, I'm not too sure, but I leave that to my agent to sort out, man. Like, I'm not in that side of business. It's the agent that comes to sort out.
Yeah. So have Borough even spoken to you about extending, or
not yet?
Not yet. Okay, but that's
nothing.
something that you expect.
Maybe. Because I know I think they've been wanting me to, but because what I was going through, didn't make sense at the time. But anything can happen in football, man. They could probably want you to extend one time, and they say, you know what, maybe it's best for you to go. So football is just, as you don't know, it's a crazy game, man.
Yeah.
Anything can happen, man. Anything can happen. But as I said, I got 2 years left in my deal, so I'll leave the rest to my agent.
Just very quick one. Like, talk to us about Cameron Marcher. How good can he be? Anything he
the
wants
guy
to be?
can be world class.
yeah,
For me, he's a cheat code in the champ. He's a cheat code in the champ. Like he's so good, bro. Like so small, strong, can finish both feet. Like the world is his oyster, man. Like he can go as far as you can get to, man. But I think if he goes alone this season again, it won't be too long to play for a proper Prem. I think the next 2-3 years, guaranteed Prem striker.
An England international as well.
I think so as well.
Yeah, because Villa, obviously, like, they're doing so well as well. Unai Emery, he's bringing in his own players. So I think this season probably makes sense for him to go on another loan, whether that's to, I don't know, a lower end Prem team like a Burnley, or come back to Middlesbrough. I'm sure you'll take him back.
100% we'll take him back, man. We'll take him back. 100%.
So in terms of, like, off the field, like, what are your interests? Because obviously we're all from, I don't know, Peckham, Bermondsey, Peckham sort of thing. So, like, do you go back to the ends often, or?
Before I had my daughter, yeah, I used to go probably every month with my missus, to a weekend off, or just go there. But now it's because you go do it, you go think about things like if you go to London, like what you're gonna do. It's not like the trick that you can just go there and meet your brethren and stuff like that. It's just you have more responsibilities. Like you just go home. If you go to London with my daughter, I'll make sure we go to the zoo or stuff like that. Even when she's young, 4 months, to make us get out about. Yeah, man. But outside football, I don't really do much, man. Honestly, I just watch movies or Netflix series, and sometimes I play PS5. Sometimes, man, I play Apex with my guys, man. So I don't play Warzone and them things. I'm FIFA. I don't play FIFA, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I think. Sorry to cut.
No, it's calm.
I think obviously you're a great ambassador for someone from Peckham, because we see, like, nowadays a lot of, like, the gang culture, the crimes, stabbings and shootings and something like that. And someone that's from that environment, if there's people listening in that are sort of embroiled in that sort of lifestyle where it's a trap, like every day they're struggling to get through day to day. It's like, I don't know, I got a robbery, I got a shot to make ends meet. Like, what sort of message would you send to someone that's trying to make their way out?
Keep trying to do positive things, man. Like, don't get influenced to do negative things. As you said, if you want to go rob someone, just think about the consequences you'll get from doing that. Just think about your family. Because if you put your family through mad things, it's only look bad on yourself. So just try to show yourself to your family members perspective that you're a good person.
Yeah.
Cool. And in terms of like music, what are you rocking with?
Oof. You see me, just because I come up from Jamaica, I'm on the bashment. I'm not bashment things. I'm listening to like V6. Have you heard the song V6?
No, I'm not.
So
You heard it?
You ever heard the song?
probably when you sing it.
Yeah.
No, I ain't singing it.
What, you ain't got the vocals now?
No, I ain't got no vocals. Listen to Taliban's from.
Yeah.
But
What are there any rappers from the ends? Because you know, like Peckham have got some good rappers. Tiny.
I'll be real. Like, big up my boy. I listen to Queng, man.
Oh yeah, Queng.
I listen to Queng. I listen to Queng PS, but on the match day though, I listen to like Lil Baby.
Yeah.
And people like that. Lil Durk.
Yeah. Ghana even dropped a new thing 2 days ago.
I'm not really a big fan of Ghana like that.
What? Because obviously.
No. I don't really listen to Ghana like that. I just mainly listen to like Lil Baby and Lil TJ sometimes even,
Okay.
and maybe even like if you talk about UK, like a Digga D or something like that.
Yeah.
No, I hear that, man. Nah, man, you've been an absolute pleasure to have, bro. Love your personality. Love to see you in a good space again. Very quick one. We got a closing tradition where we ask our guests to recommend a potential guest in football to come onto this platform that you're gonna help us with, and we're gonna get onto you in the DMs.
Cool.
If one came to your mind, who would you recommend?
In a pro game?
Yeah.
In a pro game. Ooh.
That you think will be a good fit?
Maybe Seydou Khan.
Okay.
Because his story is like my story, but he's just in League One. But his story is roughly it's like the same as mine. I would say Seydou Khan, maybe. Ooh.
Don't worry, we'll chat about it.
We'll chat.
You know what's funny? Like, people have got out of it by just wasting time. They're like, listen, we'll talk later.
We'll talk about it later. That's what our French teacher in school is. We'll talk about it later. All right, then we're going to leave it there. We're going to talk about it later. Isaiah, thank you so much for coming on.
No, it's a pleasure, man. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me, man.
Was a top quality episode. I think there was education and man, I think it was a top episode. I think people are gonna like listening to it. So love my bro, man.
No, thank you for having me, man. Big up you two as well, man.
No, I love
Keep grafting, man.
No, I appreciate it, and good luck for the season, bro. Ahead.
Thank you very much.
We're gonna leave it there. Over and out. Peace.